9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, congratulations. You made it to another stellar episode of the Blazor Puzzle. I'm Carl Franklin from AppVNext, and that's Jeff Fritz from Microsoft. Hi, Jeff.
How do, Carl? Good to... Wait a sec. You're somewhere different. You're not in the friendly confines of Carl Franklin Studios.
No, I'm in Stockholm. It kind of looks like an IKEA store, doesn't it?
It does look very IKEA-ish.
I mean, all you can really see is the curtain behind me, but if you saw my room, you would think, wow, where are the meatballs?
Love visiting Stockholm. Great part of the world.
I agree. I just did a workshop on Blazor all day here at DevSum, which is a great conference, one of the two great conferences here in Stockholm every year. And yeah, it was wonderful. I just love seeing the light bulb go off, when you show people Blazor.
Absolutely.
Well, how about you? What have you been doing?
I've been getting ready and building stuff with Aspire because we are 1 week from the .NET Aspire release date, trying to find all those weird edge conditions and trying out various components and tools and techniques. It's been a lot of fun.
That's great. I can't wait to see what you're doing here. You'll probably have something to announce soon, I think, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
right.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. All right, let's get into last week's puzzle. All right, Jeff, so this was one of yours. So why don't you take it away? What are we looking at here?
So this is kind of a layout. This is kind of a feature set that you see a lot in websites here in 2024. And if you're watching this in the future, hello, future people.
Hello.
So, right, typically you'll see this on a website where there's all kinds of content on the lower part, but at the top there might be a menu bar with links to various other places on the website. Maybe it's a news website and there's links to different categories, the politics and lifestyle and other places.
Yeah.
But smack in the middle of that menu bar at the top, there's a search box like we have here on line 10. And we stripped down the website. We went with the base template here and we inserted that search box right up on the top to ask this question. Well, how do you make a search box like that work that's in the layout on every page, but triggers a search and routes you appropriately over to a search results page?
And that's what this is right here, search results.
Carl, I can't name pages very well, so I named them as simply as possible. This is what it does. Search results.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So we got to connect these two. How do we do it? Because it's right. Typically on a Blazor page, all the demos and tutorials we see, the search box or some sort of an input field is in a form that has the code that's going to manage that form down in the code section. And we're purposely separating the two here. And it feels like a throwback to 2005.
It certainly does.
Right?
So this was an open-ended challenge, wasn't it? There isn't any right answer except, the only wrong answers were ones that don't work. So you were really interested in seeing what people were going to come up with.
Yeah, show us a couple different techniques, how you would assemble this to solve the problem.
And so we got a few responses and a few different solutions, and you've picked one at random, and you're going to show what this particular solution was.
Yeah. So let's take a look at how we can do this. The easy way to do this really is throwback to old school. We're going to put a form around this that routes in and submits to the other page. Doesn't get much more difficult than that. This is stuff we've been doing with HTML for years and years and years. So in that layout page where we have the input text box, we're just going to wrap that input text box with a standard HTML form element.
Ah, yeah. So you've got a form with a Bootstrap class, is it? Form inline?
Yep, just to make sure that it's lined up there in line and it doesn't stack or move around, that it stays nicely in line with our top menu bar.
All right, and I see you set the action equal to search.
Yep. So that's the route that we set up on the search results.razor page, so that kind of makes sense for where we're going to.
Sure. And why get for the method?
So a lot of folks would say, oh, you should make this post so that you can't see the search content that goes through there. But by making this a get method, what it'll do is it'll put whatever you're searching for on the address bar, which means that you could bookmark that search page and come back to it at some point in the future and run that search again. So while this website is showing a list of the recent episodes of the Blazor puzzle, if you come back in a month or two and you want to go see if there's new puzzles about data binding or something and you searched for it, you can bookmark that search query on data binding and you'll come right back and it'll execute that search directly for you again.
Now, you modified the input. What did you do here?
I just added a name equals T. So what you'll see on a number of the search engines is the search query might be a Q or a T argument that's passed into the search engine. That way it stands for query or the term that it's searching for. Makes the URL a little bit shorter and easier to identify when you're going through and performing a search.
All right. So basically I enter the search name in here and I hit enter.
Yep.
And that brings me to search. And so then what's going to happen here? What do we do here?
So we want to capture that term that's been passed in, and we want to use it as a parameter like you see on line 24. But when we're capturing parameters from the query string, not from a component that's containing this page, we need to provide just a little bit more in that attribute. So if you would, can you add a comma there and let's say supply from query? Yeah, there we go. Supply parameter from query. And we'll pass in the overload to specify the name of the query string argument we're looking for is T.
Excellent.
If we had passed through a search term query string argument, then we wouldn't have needed to specify the name as a parameter there.
Now, we got some honorable mentions here. It didn't work, but some people put a different route here in search, passing the parameter, and tried to supply the parameter from form, I think it was.
Yeah, we had one or two folks that were wrapping it in an edit form in the header, and they were passing it into the local component and inspecting what it was and routing appropriately somewhere else. And awfully confusing. A lot of back and forth and manipulation. Let's just use the old school, navigate somewhere else and pass it in as a form.
All right, well, let's try it, man.
Let's go.
There we go.
There's the names of the two episodes we had about the parameter problem.
Yeah, and look, search, question mark, T equals para.
Yeah.
So I could do the same up here because it's from the query string ultimately.
Yep. Right.
Very
so
good.
It gives you that little bit of a hackable URL that you can use.
Awesome. All right. Well, as I said, Jeff, we had a few people send in their correct answers, along with a couple of honorable mentions, but we won't mention them because maybe they're dishonorable mentions. I don't know. Anyway, we did select that one at random, and the winner is, drum roll, please, Joseph Witherspoon from Hopkins Park, Illinois.
Oh, Joseph, congratulations to you. Well done.
Yeah. And for having his answer selected at random from all the correct answers we got, Joseph is going to win one of these. A Blazor Puzzle mug, a coveted Blazor Puzzle mug, followed by, maybe even in the same package, one of these.
What?
A Blazor Puzzle t-shirt.
Nice.
And you can get one too, but you got to play to win, right, Jeff?
Oh, yeah. We want to see your answers. Send them out to us.
Absolutely. So, without any further ado, let's get into this week's puzzle. Okay, Okay, so this is a global server Blazor web app that writes a string to local storage. Now, the string is saved on the client, and it's sent down to the client in clear text. So very simply, how can we encrypt the string to protect it from prying eyes? So we've got an input here that we're binding to a string data. It's going to be a credit card, right? We have a save button, and we call save. We've got a key here. We're invoking save to local storage, which is some JavaScript. So let's look at that JavaScript. Save to local storage takes a key value, and we're simply setting local storage.setItem key value. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we could also use something like Blazor local storage, but for this demo, it's just so simple to use JavaScript. So then window.get from local storage, we pass a key and we return that data. Then it's saved on the client. But yeah, but all right, let's show you the problem here. I will show it to you, not explain it. All right, so I'm going to look at the application, and you can see local storage, session storage.
Yeah.
Right? Here's local storage.
Okay.
And if I save this, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. My key. Clear text. There it is right there.
No.
You do not want to do
Don't
this.
do that.
So,
friends, come here.
Yeah.
Come here. Carl is a professional troublemaker. Don't do this.
How can we encrypt this in transit? Not just in transit. It's already encrypted in transit, but how can we encrypt it on the browser so not even the user can see it, right?
Okay. Don't encrypt a credit card and store it locally in the browser.
Yes, also a bad idea.
Avoid
this
credit
is pure
cards.
shock value.
Absolutely. And I am shocked.
Yeah, you should be.
Avoid holding credit card number information at all costs in your application unless you are a financial institution. But
even that, I wouldn't do it. I would use a hash or something. Yeah.
Talk to your local security officer first.
Right.
Oh my gosh. What? But I get your point. You've got some information.
Sensitive data. Yeah.
Sensitive data.
Sensitive data that you want to store in the browser, and you want to keep it away from prying eyes. And that means I don't want the user to be able to
totally
press F12 and look in local storage and see the data.
Yep.
Right? Because somebody could just come in on their session when they're at lunch and look and see what they saved
in
a previous session or whatever. And I don't want anybody to be able to find it on the disk and decrypt it and all of that. So how are we going to do this? Now, remember, this is a global server Blazor web app. All right.
Okay.
That's your challenge.
So I'm going to start using ROT13 encryption to start. No.
Okay, well, there's a particular easy way to do what I'm asking here. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
I'm going to URL encode it.
All right. Now, if you think you know the answer, please, for God's sake, don't post it on social media, because then everybody will know. We want you to send us your answer to blazorpuzzle@appfinex.com. That way, Jeff and I will get it with the subject puzzle number 35.
If you want to send a screenshot that shows that your credit card is being encrypted, that's okay too.
But just don't put it in here, okay? You can make this anything. The rooster crows at midnight. If I could type it, right? Just put anything in there, right?
Hey,
so long as we can see that it's encrypted.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, friends, that's it. Obsess away, and we'll see you next week on the Blazor Puzzle.
Good luck. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out blazortrain.com and the .NETshow.com for more great content.